I hate fuel systems, but we got to do it. So here's what I did before we jump into this video. I wanted to find something as budget friendly as possible because that's what this car is all about. As a reminder though, because I don't want anybody to be surprised about this, we are going to have some sponsored content and it's going to be some pretty big parts, but I think you guys can fully understand that, right? Other than that, I'm going to try to build this thing on as much of a budget as I can. If I've got the parts, then I'm going to dig through and try to find what we can find to make this car run. Well, that being said, some parts have to be bought new. So I went on Amazon and eBay trying to search around for the cheapest fuel cell I could find. This looks like it. This is a 10-gallon fuel cell and I paid just over $100 for it. So let's see what that looks like. So here's a $100 fuel cell off of Amazon. If you pay attention, you're gonna notice there's a wire right here. This damn thing has a sending unit in it for $100. I can't remember, I'll put it on the screen. It may be a little more than 100. And here's your dimensions. So it's a 16.5 by 16.5 by 9, 10-gallon capacity. And here on the business end, it actually comes with the fittings. And if anybody knows the name, like how you would search for these fittings right here, let me know down below, because we tried to find some for Andrew's car and I couldn't think what to call them. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing out there in the trunk of the car and see what we're gonna have to modify. As you can see, at some point, somebody cut this out, I guess, for some sort of AN stuff or hose or whatever. Probably just rubber hose. I'll put a patch panel in there. But for now, let's see how this thing fits. Very nice, actually. From here, I'm probably just gonna make some marks in the bottom of the car and see if I can't get this thing cut out as cleanly as possible. I guess it can't be any worse than what somebody else did over there on the other side, so. Here's how wide it needs to be, and then we're gonna have to come back pretty far. I'll measure it all out and we'll get us a nice little gap cut here. I'm not going to worry about the hole over here that they cut previously, not at the moment. I'll go ahead and get this thing where it'll fit, and then I'll come in and probably cut a patch panel out for that. Got a nice little low spot there. It was already like that, so I'll probably come in and take this down some more with a grinder. That way it doesn't sit there and rub on the fuel cell and rub a hole in it. There we go. So this will be the spot where our sump hangs through the car. Here's the back of the trunk. I don't like how much I had to cut out, but this is just the way that it's got to be. I was hoping to only be able to, have to cut out some of this, but there again, let me drop this thing in and show you guys what it looks like. So to be able to get to the fittings, I had to cut the trunk out like this. So as you can see, we got 3 holes in there, and that's for a cover because I don't want to have to look down and see this. So let me show you guys what I got. So I just threw together a quick little cover here. Once it's all bolted down, it'll look kind of like that. So you have a nice little cover that's blocked off on the ends, and it unbolt. And that's just to, just to cover that up because it's such an eyesore. All right, we're gonna take this old floor pan out of the 65 over here and cut out a section to use in the rear trunk area. All right, y'all, remember, I'm 16 years old. I don't care. My dad's got a welder, so we're fixing to make something happen. So we just laid a piece in here, and we're going to start to kind of beat it into place as we tack it in. So. There's our Mad Max fix, and I'm perfectly happy with that. Also, if you look down, you'll see where I put the chassis saver down around our piece. Now, eventually this whole back will be chassis savered, so it'll look pretty good when it's all said and done. And I may even build a board to go across the back to kind of fill this in, you know, like a regular trunk piece. But if not, it doesn't really matter. This thing's bolted in, everything's nice and tight. So y'all remember, this is a budget build, right? We're gonna do things as budget as we can. We're gonna buy parts as budget as we can when we can. Some parts we're gonna spend money on, but not these. Check this out, y'all. Now, if you've been in the game for any length of time, you know AN line, especially nylon, is not cheap. This shit is expensive. This is 20 feet. You got some separators here. All your fittings, this is all -8 stuff. All right, look at all these fittings here. A fuel log for the carburetor, which seems extremely nice. We'll see if it leaks or not, but, and this. And all of the hardware to go with it, which is right here. Now that's the same one, if I'm not mistaken, that I have on the green car. All of this, how much do you think this would cost? Just off the top of my head, I want to say $400. Just off the top of my head, with all these fittings, braided hose. These things are not cheap if you buy name brand, and this damn sure isn't. All of this together was $186 off Amazon. I'll put links down below for you guys. This is also a perfect time to remind you guys that I have an Amazon affiliate link down below. All you got to do is click the link and buy whatever you want to buy. It's that simple. If you want to support the channel and you don't have money monthly to be able to come in and be a member, I completely understand. But all of us buy off of Amazon, and the best way to support my channel is doing that. You literally can go down, click my Amazon link, you can save it to your desktop, you can do whatever you want to, order anything you want to from that link, and I'll get a little bit of a cut off of it. I'm gonna go test fit some stuff underneath the car just to see if it works, and I'll show you guys how it all fits. It's a decently clean little setup, right? No, that works. I'd be happy if I was 16 years old and was able to pull this off. So there we go. We got a little patch panel in. We're getting our chassis saver in. Now eventually it's gonna all come out, but I don't have any brushes at the moment, so we're just doing what we can do. All right, so final update today. Everything is now seam sealed. So no leaks down here. I'm good with that, guys. That looks fine to me. And I seam sealed around our welds over here. For whatever it's worth, it's at least seam sealed up right there. This car is gonna leak smoke everywhere, but you know, I'd like to go ahead and at least seal that up. So underneath this is what we got. So once we get the car on the lift, I'll go ahead and paint everything black down here. Right now it's just kind of like a rubberized undercoating on it. It's old cheap brown stuff. And I'm going to cut all the bolts off right here. I just want those cut off flush, and it will be good. So everything is seam sealed up. There again, remember, I'm 16 years old. I'm using what I got. I'm happy with that. Looks good. All right, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. As always, thanks for watching.